Welcome back to the Trials Fusion Track Central Spotlight. I am your host, Attack Slug, and as always, if you have a track you want to see featured on this show that is in this game, leave it down in the comments below. And our first request was from somebody, I closed the window already, wanted to see a Deadpool track, so there's one track called Deadpool. It's got kind of a low rating here, but we'll head into it anyway as a medium track as we hit up our usual Sunday. Obviously, I managed to not do last Sunday. I was real sick. And not able to get that done. So my apologies for skipping last Sunday, but we are back here on a Sunday with the Trials Fusion Track Central Spotlight. And let us see what this Deadpool track has to offer. It says Deadpool, so I don't know what this has to do with Deadpool, but also I don't read the comics, so there's that. Perhaps this is highly referential, but somehow I have my doubts. Oh, hey, there's fire. That's a thing. Okay. Sure. No checkpoint. Here's a tip for you. Any aspiring Trials Fusion, that was lucky, creators. If you are creating your track, and your track is a long-ish track that has any kind of a, say, you know, you're in the track for more than 30 seconds... Put in some fucking checkpoints, would ya? Would ya? Come on now. Lava for no reason. It's just there in the fucking... Oh, god damn it. Really? Now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck. Nope. Fuck this track. Badly designed, no checkpoints. Fuck that shit. Anyway, so... If you have not watched this show before, I usually just tend to end up spitballing... whatever I feel like thinking about over the course of the next, 15, 20 minutes. So let's see what's in the recommended for the community. And we'll talk a bit about how I was not a fan of how the Fallout 4 Season Pass is having the price increased by $20. And that whole thing. Now, honestly, I didn't see a whole lot about that online. I didn't see a whole lot of people complaining about that online. But I found it a bit annoying. So first of all, fuck pre-orders. 95% of the time, fuck pre-orders. Unless the game is already out in Japan or somewhere else in the world, and there are already reviews out that you can read in your language, and you know the game's gonna be good, fuck pre-orders. Like, pre-order bonuses, 9 times out of 10, are garbage and not worth adding to the game. But also, just the whole practice I find kind of annoying. And even games that are already out in Japan that I thought, hey, I'd probably enjoy this, are not immune. Looking at you, Corpse Party Blood Drive. I paid full price for that fucking abomination. And hey, it might be a good game, but it runs like shit because it runs on Unity, and Unity runs like shit on the Vita. How about that? Anyway... Never mind, fuck pre-orders, right? That's just the first part of it, right? The second part of it is the fact that when they launched that game, and when they launched that season pass, it was $30, right? You're buying a season pass of content, sight unseen, right? You don't know what the fuck's on it. You have no idea what the quality is going to be, right? Now, Bethesda, to their credit, are kind of hit or miss, but they hit more often than they miss on DLC for, say, Skyrim or Fallout, right? But you're still buying it for $30 sight unseen. So what happens is, they announce the first 3 pieces of the DLC, right? They announce more base building crap for $5, $10, and their big story DLC for $25, right? So you're looking at $25, $35, $40 of DLC. They're saying there's going to be more than that, and the eventual value, if you add it all up, is going to be $60. And so therefore they increased the price to $50. Now, mind you, none of this DLC is out yet, right? So you're still buying it sight unseen, but they're raising the price. So the kicker is, they are using the oldest marketing trick in the book. They're like, hey, okay, we're going to increase the price, okay, but we don't want you to feel bad, so if you buy it now, before March 1st, you can get all that DLC worth $60 for $30. Never mind that none of it's out yet, so you have no idea if any of it's going to be any good or not. You have no idea the quality of said DLC, but if you buy it now, limited time only, you can get it for $30. That's fucked up. You're still buying a season pass of DLC where you still don't know what the quality is, and they're trying to pressure people who perhaps have poor impulse control to buy this DLC, like to get this fucking season pass, instead of waiting for the DLC to be out and saying, okay, what do the reviews say? Is this DLC good or not? Right? Now, this is the second time that this has happened for a season pass to increase the price. The first time was with Dying Light, where they increased the scope of the following, and then increased the price of the season pass. And it was the same deal. Hey, buy it now before the price goes up, and then you'll get the whole thing. But with Dying Light, a lot of that DLC was already out. It was that last pack, the following, that wasn't out yet, right? So that's a different situation. With Fallout 4, none of that DLC is out yet, and they've only given us a roadmap for the first 3 pieces of it. So if you want to buy it sight unseen before March 1st, you can supposedly pay $30, and the value is $60. Now, my opinion is simple. Don't pre-order DLC, don't buy season passes until the content is already out, because the chances of you getting a bunch of shitty DLC is pretty high. Historically, a lot of season passes are just garbage, and they're filled up with some of the worst, just, hey, we're going to put this out there, here's this little bit of extra content. Like, look at how long those pieces of DLC were for Batman Arkham Origins and Batman Arkham Knight. There was like half an hour, if that, pieces of DLC with little pieces of story content, and then here's a bunch of skins. So my other issue with this whole thing, right? So the shit they pull on the price increase and exploiting the human psyche of, you know, limited time only, because that's the oldest fucking trick in the book, right? Let's put that aside for a moment. Here's the other problem that I have with this stuff. It is that increasing the price of a season pass is now you are altering the perception of what a season pass should cost. You are altering the perception of the value for that content, and take it from Bethesda, the guys who invented fucking horse armor in Oblivion. Like, they don't know what fucking DLC is worth. They invented the goddamn thing selling you fucking horse armor for like $3. It was like $2.50 for horse armor. So them saying that this is, we believe that you should pay $50 for this, is just going to further incentivize more companies down the line to think that their shoddy ass season pass of crummy content is going to be worth $50. Now, I did say that with DLC, Bethesda has hit more than they've missed. They've done stuff like the Shivering Isles. Most of that stuff for Fallout 3 and New Vegas was well received. I haven't played it myself, but it was pretty well received, right? So they're not totally terrible in their DLC practices, but saying that this is worth $50 when they could have easily done things like, you know, an expansion and not just have it, it's got to be a fucking season pass. Like, make it an expansion. Like, everyone used to do expansions. They were great. I have no problem with expansions, right? But if you're going to say that your season pass and the value of your product is worth $50, then at least have the balls, like, say, EA and Star Wars, have the balls to charge $50 for it up front. That way, you get the proper amount of backlash from the consumer saying, why the fuck am I paying $60 for a game and then paying $50 for a season pass? What the fuck is wrong with you? Now, granted, with EA, their response was, you know what? Fuck you, it's Star Wars. You're gonna pay it because it's fucking Star Wars. Like, whatever. But at least EA had the balls to say $50 out the fucking gate. But additionally, fuck pre-orders and fuck season passes. Granted, once the content is already out, once the content is out and has been reviewed, then sure, the season pass might be a good value because you're getting it cheaper than you would be buying all that different DLC by itself. But yeah, that's kind of my feelings on that. I think it's kind of fucking nonsense. And I was gonna do a video just on that, but I don't know. It just, there didn't seem to be enough people that were that interested, or the amount of people that I saw on the internet saying, "No, this whole thing is awesome. I can get it cheaper. This is great." Like, I didn't understand that. Like, I don't understand that mentality, and it was kind of just getting on my nerves. Like, why would you even, like, I don't know. Perhaps people have more money than sense and more money than time, or I don't know what the actual psychology behind it is, but personally, there's only 2 season passes that I've ever actually gotten, and one of them was this game, and that was because the only way to get a physical copy of this game was to buy these, like, the physical copy was $40 because it came with the season pass. And honestly, for the content that they provided for that additional $20, not really worth, I thought, the money. And obviously I have videos of that all on this channel. But for me, having a physical copy was the important thing, and I am glad to have that. The other one, obviously, I bought these season pass for 2K16 because obviously I was going to cover all those pieces of content on this channel, but I did wait until they actually put out the first bit of characters. Like, I didn't buy a season pass when I was, oh, here's the new moves pack, like, fucking whatever. But when they put out the first, you know, batch of new characters, it was the Legends pack, then I bought that bit of season pass, because obviously I will do those videos. Like, people like want to see those videos, so that was worth my time. But otherwise, I have not bought any other season passes. I bought all the Dark Souls 2 DLC separately. I'll probably end up buying all the Dark Souls 3 DLC separately. I do actually want to pick up the Evil Within season pass, but it's never on sale. So that's kind of where I'm at. Is like, it's been so long that I want to just buy it on sale and then, you know, not pay full price for it. But that's just me. We'll do one more. We'll hit up Extreme Track, Reach for the Sky. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. Perhaps I'm out of touch with the current bit of, you know, gaming and whatever else, and it's just a matter of, oh well, you know, everyone likes, you know, not that they like, everyone is fine with how they have to, you know, like, here's the thing. I understand the monetary reasons behind having a season pass and this DLC stuff. I get it. Like, we're in a spot where the expectations for a AAA game are so high that you can't actually make back your budget by just having to have the game itself, right? So you have to have DLC, you have to have a season pass, you want to be able to make money back on your investment. I get that. I understand it. But here, me as the gamer, I want to buy a game and have it be the whole fucking game. And I understand that perhaps people have accepted that isn't the case anymore. I'm just a curmudgeon-y old man. Okay, that's perhaps, you know, my own fault, right? But perhaps everyone's okay now with microtransactions and fucking DLC and season passes and all sort of fucking bullshit, but not me. Like, I'm not okay with it. Like, there's stuff that I tolerate, but for the most part, I buy the game and I'm good. Like, I don't really, you know, do much else. And to be honest, most of the games that I buy, it's the whole game on there. Or the DLC is like, you know, costumes. It's inconsequential as far as what is actually in there. It is not a big deal. It is not, you know, a bunch of extra stuff that I actually might want. I don't know. It's a weird spot to be in, and perhaps I'm just old. I don't know. But that whole thing with Fallout 4, like, I'm hoping it doesn't become a trend. Like, if that's your way to sell more season passes, where you're gonna go, oh well, the price is going up, you better buy it. Like, if that's your business plan going forward, fuck you. Fuck you, and fuck you. Like, it's stupid. Anyway, I've had a headache all day here, and I think I've rambled on enough, and I don't have the patience to do this particular climbing. I just don't. I just don't. It's time to sit here, and I gotta get some more Street Fighter play before Tuesday for Perplexing Pixels. Look forward to that. In the meantime, I'm Attack Slug. If you have a track you want to see on the show next week, leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. But until then, and until next time, I'll see you next time, right here on the channel. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.